USS Triton, SSRN SSN 586, the only member of her class, was a nuclear-powered radar picket submarine in the United States Navy. She was the only Western submarine powered by 2 nuclear reactors. Triton was the second submarine and the 4th vessel of the United States Navy to be named for the Greek god Triton. This naming convention was unusual at the time. US Navy submarines were usually named for various species of fish. At the time of her commissioning in 1959, Triton was the largest, most powerful, and most expensive submarine ever built at $109 million. Triton's shakedown cruise in early 1960 saw her become the first vessel to execute a submerged circumnavigation of the Earth in Operation Sandblast. The voyage was made under the command of Captain Edward L. Ned Beach Jr. Triton's mission as a radar picket submarine was made obsolete after 2 years by the introduction of the carrier-based Grumman WF-2 Tracer airborne early warning aircraft. She was converted to an attack submarine in 1962 and became the flagship for the Commander, Submarine Forces, U.S. Atlantic Fleet, COMSUBLANT, in 1964. She was decommissioned in 1969, the first U.S. nuclear submarine to be taken out of service. Triton's hull was moored at the St. Julian's Creek Annex of Norfolk Naval Shipyard in Portsmouth, Virginia as part of the reserve fleet until 1993, though she was struck from the Naval Vessel Register in 1986. In 1993, she was towed to Puget Sound Naval Shipyard to await the nuclear-powered ship and submarine recycling program. Triton landed on the keel resting blocks in the dry dock basin on the 1st of October, 2007 to begin this recycling process, which was completed effective the 30th of November, 2009. Triton's sail was saved from the recycling process and is now part of the USS Triton Submarine Memorial Park located on Port of Benton Boulevard in Richland, Washington. Triton was a first-generation U.S. nuclear-powered submarine, along with Nautilus, Seawolf, Halibut, and Skate, and her 3 sisters. While serving as fully operational units of the U.S. Navy, the vessels also played key developmental roles. Nautilus introduced the use of nuclear power for ship propulsion. Seawolf utilized a liquid metal nuclear reactor using liquid sodium as an alternative heat exchange medium to pressurized water. Halibut was the first nuclear-powered submarine to perform a strategic nuclear deterrence patrol armed with Regulus cruise missiles. The Skate-class submarines were the first nuclear-powered submarine class with more than 1 boat built. Radar picket submarines, Navy classification SSR, were developed after World War II to provide intelligence information, electronic surveillance, and fighter aircraft interception control for forward-deployed naval forces. Unlike destroyers used as radar picket ships during the war, these submarines could avoid attack by submerging if detected. The U.S. Navy's Migraine program involved converting existing fleet submarines into radar picket vessels, and the Navy also ordered 2 purpose-built diesel-electric SSRs, Sailfish, and Salmon. However, these were incapable of sustaining the high submerged or surface speeds necessary to operate with fast carrier task forces and therefore unsuitable to the task. Nuclear power offered the only possible solution. Triton was designed in the mid-1950s as a radar picket submarine capable of operating at high speed, on the surface, in advance of an aircraft carrier task force. Triton's high speed came from her twin-reactor nuclear propulsion plant, with a design speed, surfaced and submerged, of 28 knots, 32 miles per hour, 52 kilometers per hour. On the 27th of September, 1959, Triton achieved well in excess of 30 knots, 35 miles per hour, 56 kilometers per hour, during her initial sea trials. To meet her radar picket role, Triton's main air search radar initially used the AN-SPS-26, the U.S. Navy's first electronically scanned, 3-dimensional search radar which was laboratory tested in 1953. The first set was installed on board the destroyer leader Norfolk prior to its installation on board Triton in 1959. Since it was scanned electronically in elevation, the AN-SPS-26 set did not need a separate height-finding radar. A submarine version of SPS-26, designated BPS-10, was under development, and it was slated for installation on Triton. To process her radar, electronic, and air traffic data, Triton had a Combat Information Center, CIC, located in a separate air control compartment, situated between Triton's reactor and operations compartments. Design work on a nuclear-powered radar picket submarine, SSRN, began in 1954 to 1955. As initially designed, Triton had a 3-level hull, with the Combat Information Center, CIC, C-Image, located on the middle level. The overall length was initially 400 feet, 120 meters, with a beam of 38 feet, 12 meters. Also, as initially designed, Her displacement was 4,800 tons surfaced and 6,500 tons submerged.